Hello everybody. Today I'm going to be talking about the filter function, various usage, some creative uses, and I got an obstacle course for you. So first I'm going to ask Copilot to make me some fake Excel data. You have to specify Excel, or I might assume Python or something else. Copilot, make me some fake data to practice filter function in Excel with. And we press the arrow and see what it comes up with. Looks like we have 100 rows of this. Sales data. I want fun data. Copilot, give me some fun data. So it looks like we got unicorns. Hope you like unicorns, guys, because that's what we're going to be dealing with. So I recommend that you ask Copilot a similar question and get a similar spreadsheet. So not bad. We got like a primary key with the unicorns, what their favorite snack is, magical power level, rainbow region, last seen, and mood. So what does filter do? Only accepts 3 arguments, so it's pretty simple. First we have an array. So let's say we want all this data, right? We put that in. And I'm going to anchor it anyway, hit a comma, and then include. So what I want to include is all the sleepy unicorns. So select that, lock it, equals, in quotes, sleepy. And I hit enter, and it's given me a dynamic array, basically this table filtered. So instead of doing our auto filter, we can use dynamic arrays. Sometimes I'll take the header and put it over here. But let's say we wanted more than one attribute. We wanted sleepy and with a magical power level. Let's see, the average is 47 over 50 then. So I'm going to go back into this formula and I'm going to put a Boolean in here. Now, the best way I could describe this is it takes an array of 1s and 0s and does something else to another array of 1s and 0s, which I'll demonstrate, I promise. So if I want both sleepy and magical power level over 50, I'm going to put a multiplication. But first I have to put this in parentheses. This array has to be in parentheses. So I've got that, more parentheses, hop out of the formula, F2, go over here, lock it, and I want that to be greater than 50. And it's done it. It's filtered the sleepy unicorns with power over 50. And the reason that works, and what I want to show you is, I'm first going to take away the filter formula and show you just what a plain Boolean dynamic array looks like. So it's just this F column equals sleepy. It's going to give me true or false. See, if it's sleepy, it says true, playful, it false, or curious, false. So anyway, these also read as 1s and 0s. So if I do times 1, I'm going to return a 1. So yeah, if I copy this all the way down, you see that this 0 times 1 equals 0. True times 1 equals 1. So the multiplication is used to get the outcome of 1 or 0. Say this is sleepy, and I'm going to do the same thing. But I'm going to move this one over to magical power level and change the operator to be greater than 50. And look, this one's greater than 50. This is not greater than 50. This is greater than 50. It's applied that all the way down. So again, what multiplication does is we want it to be both sleepy times, if it's over 50, power level. So essentially 1 times 1 equals 1. And in this case, we've got playful. This might be confusing. This is mood, and this is magic power level. Over 50. Let's put equals sleepy. We do not have a sleepy unicorn, but the power level is over 50. So the ultimate outcome is no. We don't want this included in our filter. Now, if it's a or operator, an or operator, we wouldn't use multiplication in this case. We would use addition. So again, if we want something that is sleepy or over 50, it's going to say 2 for this one. So it adds them both together. That's going to be a non-zero, so it's going to refer to it as true. And this is 0, so they're going to refer to that as false. And it's not going to be included in the filter. This will be, this won't, this will be. This is playful and over 50. So they're considering that to be part of our filter because it's an or operator. So in order to remember that, multiplication or the asterisk for and, plus sign or addition for or. So just to show you again, let's type our filter formula, get our array. I'm not going to lock it. I'm not going to be dragging this formula anywhere. So first I want any sleepy unicorns. I've got to put our parentheses in there. Don't forget that. Since we have more than one criteria here. And I'm going to add this to this criteria that says I want it over 50 power. And there we go. That is an or statement, the plus sign. Sleepy or over 50 power. If we replace this with the and, which in this case is a asterisk, we get fewer. It's more exclusive. It's saying over 50 and sleepy. Now let's say we just wanted a list to return of the unicorn names that live in Twinkletown. Great data. So what I'm going to do is, this is the array I want, the names of the unicorns, and then here is an array of where the unicorns live. And I want that to be, and I don't have to capitalize, Twinkletown. And there we go. It's given me unicorn 1, unicorn 7, unicorn 10. You get the picture. So then you're just returning, if you have your arrays, they have to be the same size. If they're not, you get a value error. Kind of like a lookup. Let's see if we can make this wider. It doesn't look like it accepts that because it's looking for a match here. I believe there are other ways to return multiple. Yeah, I think if we just do, a return can be dragged like this. Yeah, it just gives us more than one criteria as long as it's in a continuous selection. So let's make this dynamic. First thing I'm going to change is power. I'm going to have that in H3. And then for the mood, I'm going to put that in G3. I'll move these over a little bit. And now it's an I and J. So this is going to be mood. This would be magic power level. We still got a calc because we want to put something in here. So those are the sleepy ones, and it's over 90. We get 3 returned. Change it again, you get different results. Just a neat way to make it dynamic without having to mess with pivot tables or drop-down lists, anything like that. So let's say that we wanted to have the unique moods right here. Let's put unique moods. And we want this to be a drop-down. Power levels all over the map. We don't want to have that be a drop-down. So what I'm going to do is do Alt, A for data, and then V for data validation. And what I'm going to do is allow list, and the source is going to be this list right here. Hit OK. And now we have a nifty drop down. It's like there's no happy unicorns that powerful. I don't know why. I'll just lower this to 40. We got excited, curious, grumpy. You get the picture. Now imagine if you have this kind of data refreshable in Power Query and you're constantly adding to it. It just makes it even more dynamic to where you're able to refresh it. Not going to get into that right now. But what I will address is this on a separate sheet. So I'm going to put this, I'm going to cut this, I'm going to put it on this sheet right here, and I'm going to make it a table. Control T, enter. Now it's a table. So why is that good for me? It makes formula writing a lot easier. So I'm going to do filter. My array is table 1. Table 1 is what I just created. And then what I'm going to include here for criteria, table 1, and we have to do the brackets. I'm going to do mood, close brackets, equals, that's C3. And then we're going to do, and this is table 1, open brackets, magic power level. You can just easily tab, close that. And we forgot the parentheses inside here, like I've been preaching this whole time. This is why I created an obstacle course for this, because you want to be able to do these automatically, so you don't have to mess with them on the fly when somebody's watching. And let's see, let's move this over here. I think that looks better. What if we move this over here? I don't know what your guys' preference is here, but I'll just do it that way. Curious, 60. Why isn't that one working? Oh, I see. I forgot to put greater than 50. Actually, we want that to be dynamic. So greater than I3. Sorry, everybody. I don't know if it's helpful or not, but I don't edit out my mistakes that often. I think it's useful to see me do something maybe wrong, go back and correct it, because we have to be formula technicians. We have to be Excel technicians if we're going to get really good at Excel. So that's my reason. So about over 40. Now you can imagine the applications with this. You know, even having this on a separate tab altogether, and it affects all different tabs of the spreadsheet. So let's leave Unicorn Land for now and go to some boring data. All right, I had this generated earlier. So I want this to be, sometimes you have to format your filter for date. And let's say, let's take this data, put it on a new spreadsheet. And let's say this is our raw data. And we want to get this kind of in different tabs maybe. Okay, so here are our goals. Put this a little bit over here. Okay, so all rows where region column equals north. I'm going to take this and put it there. Okay, so this comes our headers, and I'm going to put filter. And I think what I'm going to do is make this a table to make it easier. Filter table 1. What we want to include are table 1 region equals north. So I'm going to put that here and update it later. So it equals north, north. Make that look nice. And orange. Maybe this looks nice. And orange. And we want that date to be formatted as a date. And there we go. We can put in south, east. So let's do Alt A, VV, allow from a list, and our source is going to be, let's see if it allows table. Table 1. I don't think it does. It's just going to be restricted to that section of the table. There we go. So again, you can have different criteria too. What we're going to do is have a separate table, and you don't want to have it here because it's going to be a spill. So let's just copy this. And I'm going to call this one raw. I'm going to call this one region. And I'm going to call this one revenue. So here we go, input revenue greater than, and we're going to change this to revenue and say greater than whatever's in G2. So it's not called revenue, it's called sales. So sales, I'm going to put input sales. And here we're looking for a number. So let's get rid of our validation. So that's Alt A, VV. We're going to say allow any number. Hit OK. And we've gotten rid of the dropdown. Now we can just say over 2,000, over 20,000, nothing over 20,000, over 10,000, over 15,000. We can filter that way. So like before, let's do an and. So we're going to say it has to be greater than 15,000. So here we got to put our parentheses under criteria. And then since it's and, we're going to do multiply. Table, well, parentheses, table, region, close brackets. Doesn't automatically close brackets for you for some reason. And then we're going to go down here to region where it has a number, so we have to change that. So again, we're going to do Alt A, VV. Go to list. And it's right here. So we want that to be G2 and that to be G5. And there we go. Over 1,000, over 10,000. So what about region north or south? I guess we could do this. I mean, that gives us validation here. North or, say or. And what we want to do with this formula is make that region, make this also region, and make that a plus. And another problem is the operator here. I'll make sure that that is an equal sign. There we go. We're learning together, folks. Sometimes Excel is not pretty, so here it is, warts and all. So now we have whatever combination of regions want filtered. Let's say status is blank. We want to make this status blank. I'm going to go here and say status. Status. And I think what I'm going to do is put is blank wrapped around that. And the reason it's giving me a calc is because these are not blank. So let's blank out a couple of these, and then we have status equal to 0 for a couple of them. Put them back, you get the calc error. So what about unique product names that are in stock? Make another one for that. And let's get rid of the guidelines there. So we just want a list of product names that are in stock. So we do filter. Our array is going to be that. We're going to make another one called stock, and that's going to be greater than 0. So we don't get anything because I have to put inventory. And then let's just do ran between 0 and 100. But let's make some of these 0, of course. So there we go. It's filtering the ones that we have in stock. If I put 10 and A, we get A. But if you notice, these are dated and they're not duplicated. We want duplicated, because if we do that, but we just want to know if the product is in stock or not anywhere. And here we see that it's duplicated, which is no good. So let's wrap this in an unique formula. And there we go. It's already sorted, but if you wanted to even do sort, that works too. Say we wanted to sort it in descending order, which is -1. There we go. That's backwards. So just a couple cool things you can do with filter. Now let's look at the obstacle course I created. So let's walk through this obstacle course for filter function. I've got a basic, where we're just looking up 11,000 or more sales data. Here we have Wild West we're gonna filter, but this is from a table. If you've noticed, all the ranges have green headers, and all the tables have this blue theme to them. So this is a range, filter Wild West from the range, filter only Wild West and sales from the table, and this is filter Wild West or sales greater than 11,000 from the range. So again, range, you have to go through the pain of selecting everything. Table, you can just type it out. Maybe a little incentive for making tables more often. I don't know. And I'll be honest, I'm guilty of not making tables frequently enough. I know that if I'm making a spreadsheet, it really does help overall quality, I think, and ease of use. We got our timer up. Let's see how long this takes us. Filter FIL, you can do that. Jump over here. I do need to lock that. No, I don't need to lock that. I'm not going to lock it. Include sales greater than 11,000. Simple as that, guys. Filter, and this I can do table 1. That's table 1. You see it highlighted it. And then from table 1, we want region to be, I've got to close those brackets, equal to Wild West. No need to capitalize. There we go. Now we have Wild West from the range. So this is filter. I have to choose this array. Include this equals to Wild West. So let's just try single parentheses. Now it won't let me do that. You have to be double quotes. Did I say parentheses? I don't, sorry. All right, so this is Wild West and sales. So we're doing filter, and this is from the table. So filter table 1, table 1, then we're going to do table 1. Oh, this is table 2. Sorry. It'll take a while to get the hang of this one. Region. Actually, we want parentheses. Table 2. And we want region to be equal to Wild West. Actually, I'm going to jump out of the formula and just go down to this. And then it's an and, so that's a asterisk. Table 2. Sales want to be greater than 11,000. Good. Now we have a range, filter, array. Sorry. Here we can be dynamic about it and just choose Wild West. It's fine. And no need to lock anything. And then we have, oops. We need our parentheses, guys. This equal to Wild West, wild stuff. And it's an or, so we're doing plus sign. Plus sign sales greater than 11,000. 3 minutes and 6 seconds. So I think we can do better than that, of course. So I'm not going to bore you guys at the table making this time, but I'm going to put my best times here. So here we go. I've created my chart. Attempt 1 is 3 minutes and 6 seconds. Let's do better. And you know what? Resetting this one's simple as just deleting these. Thank goodness. All right, so here we go again. Filter. Greater than 11,000. And you know what? I think I'm going to pause here and make some references to how the table should look. I think that that's only fair because really you want to know if you got it right. So let me do that. So just a little edit there to put how it should look in the bottom. And I made it kind of funky looking. I just like how it looks, but at the same time, it kind of pops and doesn't look two-dimensional like the rest of this stuff. Any feedback? I'm willing to take it. If you think it stinks, tell me. If you like it a lot, tell me also. Those indifferent will probably say nothing, which is the vast majority of people, right? Whatever. So let's go and do this again. FIL is good enough for me. Let's see, include. Boom, that looks like that. Great, FIL. This is a table, so table, it's table 1. And then table 1 region equals, skip over here to go to Wild West. FIL, got our array. And we want Wild West again, so skip over here, equals Wild West. Filter, and this is Wild West and, so we've got table 2, and table 2 region equal to this. And I did not put parentheses in there, but let's skip out of the formula and skip back in. That's fine. I got that, and it's a and, so it's a multiplication. Table 2. And this is sales over 11,000. And it corrects it for me. Thank you, Excel. Filter this array. This is a or, so we got to do a parentheses. This equal to Wild West plus parentheses. This greater than 1,000, 11,000. Sweet. A minute 50. Maybe we'll bust a minute in this time. I've got 15 tries. Sweet. Look at that improvement, guys. And the hotkeys that you see me using, or shortcuts, keyboard shortcuts, whatever you want to call them, go to my first video. It says start here to find out where to get the free obstacle course to learn all that stuff. I don't focus on it in these videos because I focus on the functions or what we're actually doing. Shortcuts, I think, is a different layer to everything. You can be really good with shortcuts and not that great with functions. If you're good with neither, check out excelobstaclecourse.com. I've got a beginner's class called the Building Blocks to Excel, and I also have my advanced class, intermediate to advanced, called Hyperspeed Efficiency. They have some free lessons on there, a ton of obstacle courses you won't find anywhere else, a ton of training material. Check it out. Again, it's on my website. So let's try it again. And I don't know if I'm going to be talking this whole time. I know you guys... Oh, I think it would be helpful if I started the timer. Boom. FIO. You can just do that too. I think that might be my preferred way. Region equals Wild West. Boom. FIO. FIO. We're definitely going to bust a minute on this. Darn it. I need to stop talking, guys. And you know what? It worked. I didn't put, I'm sorry to stop here. I just put a parentheses around one of these components of the argument. So I think that's how I'm going to be doing it from now on. What do you know? Wonder if it works the opposite way, because I know I'm going to forget this. Plus, now we put this in, parentheses greater than, nope, didn't work. Okay. 149, at least we improved a little bit. Let's say 1 second. I don't remember what it was, guys. Let's just say 152. Let's get rid of that. Cool. Easy to clean up. No fuss, no muss. Let's try again. I know I'm going over there each time. Nice. I gotta stop. Parentheses, folks. Now what's wrong? Table 2 region doesn't equal, it's and, so that's that. What now? Okay. Oh, that's a problem. And we got more problems here. Equals 2. H2. There we go. That's what I want. If you can get really good at correcting these in the middle of a freaking timed obstacle course, you know you got it. Equals 2 Wild West plus that. Minute 49 didn't do much better. It's the same time. Great. Okay, we're gonna keep going. And I find efficiencies along the way usually when I do this. Which is why I hope you're watching. Let's try again. Filter. Nice. Okay. Kind of redundant, but whatever. Yeah, field function, that's what I want. Filter! Did it again. Oh, wait a minute. Let's see if I get away with this. Greater than 11,000. Nope. Gotta fix it. Gotta put those parentheses in. It's the point of training this for repetition. I will never forget, after 15 tries, to do that again. Never say never. I just did. I'm just a danger to myself and everybody around me. Plus this greater than 11,000. Okay, for some reason that worked. Like I said before, I put the parentheses in front of the first component of the argument, just not the second. I think a good habit is to put parentheses in both components of that argument. For the record. So here we got 2106. All right, now it looks more like a line chart. Although this scale is off. I'm not going to worry about it. It's going to bug me and you, but sorry guys. Let's go again. Filter this. Nice. Kind of froze up there. I'm getting to the point I should put parentheses after everything I do. Times nice. Oh, come on, man. FIL, dude. Parentheses. Close, plus sign, open. Minute 10. Now we're talking. So I remember I'm just going to Control Z. 1, 10, 91. Doesn't that look nice? Got to get that regression. Add trend line. You can't see it, but more options. R squared, equation. And there we go. We've got our beautiful formula, algebraic formula. And coefficient of determination. Reset. Let's go again. Okay, what? That equal to that. Yes, finally got it. That's why repetition is so important, guys. That's what makes the Excel obstacle course so valuable. But if I'm yapping, of course we miss something. Crud, I erased what I got. I think it was around 110. Let's go again. Dude. Minute 3. I don't think it's going to be difficult to bust a minute on this. Okay, let's go again. All right, do over. I messed that up. I didn't do the 11,000 criteria. So let's go again. Man. I did it again. All right. Looks to be clean to me. And we're going to keep doing bad until we do parentheses correctly. So that was a little worse than last time. So let's go again. That's wrong. Oh, man. I was focusing on doing the parentheses like there. 58 seconds. We broke a minute, guys. Next stop, 45 seconds, right? Am I right? I don't think I did that right. Or... Man. The parentheses appear to definitely matter. For some reason, it was excluding that 9,500. Quite, I checked. I would have been teaching you guys all wrong. So, I hope you watched the whole video and didn't lose your company millions of dollars as a result of what I mentioned before. Watch the whole video. All right, here we go. Again. "55 seconds. There we go. Just once we remember to hit parentheses, we're good. All right. 55. Oh, we got to do 0:55.16. Yes. Nice. All right. Let's go again. Let's keep going. Doesn't matter if I put parentheses, actually. $57. Not as good. Oh well. Here we go. Let's go again. Oh, I don't think that counts, guys. I didn't pull off the formula before I stopped it, but let's put it down anyway. It's fine. Yeah, I've got 4 more tries, right? Little asterisk by that one. Let's go again, guys. Did I just mess that up again? Yeah, I did. this obstacle course is actually pretty challenging because you really have to be on your toes as to what obstacle you're on. And if it's a filter for sales or region or or. This is challenging. I like this one. Here's my stamp of approval, as do all my obstacle courses, but this one especially. So this is going to be free for a couple weeks and not forever, but download it while you can. And I don't really have a time as to when I'm going to shut that off. So it's excelobstaclecourse.com. Search under products for filter and you should be able to find it. So let's go again. Almost made the same mistake. "58 seconds. It's not as good as 55. Max Thunder. What a name. Again, I used Copilot to come up with this data. It was not unicorn data. I was not expecting that. I'm going to leave it in. So this is, again, the power of Copilot. Just use it to create fake data, practices for yourself, things like that. I know I've been using it quite a bit. Let's go again. Hmm. "50 seconds, not bad. No asterisks on that one. Let's check for accuracy. Good stuff. Yeah. Let's try to break 45. Do-over. That's a do-over, guys. I can't go out like that. Do-over again. Maybe it's because my microphone's blocking the instructions. I mean, I know what it says. It's just I can't reference it when I need to. Go. How many times do I have to do that? And I think I messed up on this one. Yeah, I put less than or greater than. See? It's the value of having this reference here. So that's a do-over. Sorry. Again. Oh, what happened there? I don't even know. Would have been a good run if it was timed correctly. What the heck happened? I don't know if I count that or not. Is that another asterisk? They're all clean. I'll put an asterisk by it. You guys can tell me in the comments if that should count. All right, last one. Let's make it count. Oh my gosh. Guys, you have to be super precise on this one. This is no joke. This is the big leagues. $47. Let's check for accuracy. Solid. All right, I think I'll count just the 47. Close to 45. I think I'm going to keep practicing till I get there. But guys, thanks for watching. If there's any questions, anything else you'd like to see in the comments, and don't forget to download this while it's still free. ExcelObstacleCourse.com. Till next time.